Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, and Facebookers all across the nation. This is Uneducated Sports Talk presented by the Uneducated Network. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and before we get started, letting you guys know if you do love this show, Uneducated Sports Talk, and you love gaming, you love entertainment, you love sports, all that good stuff, you love makeup, you love motivational speaking, you love just everything about life, we will have this thing going on called the Uneducated Network. It is our channel on YouTube. Please subscribe to that channel. Like I said, you love this show, you're gonna love Uneducated Network as well. Subscribe to that channel. We're doing big things. As of right now, we're gonna have a few shows out, but we will indeed have about 8-9 shows when it's fully ready, and it'll only grow and get better as time goes by. So be on the lookout for that, but please get first dibs into subscribing to Uneducated Network. It's gonna be really good. Letting you guys know now, I can guarantee you guys. But enough about that. This is Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. I said it earlier. I don't know why I said it again. But we have a big day to talk about. We have our top 100. We'll talk about players 50 through 41. And then I will give a recap of the whole entire free agency up to this point. It'll be a quick recap, but I'll give a recap and give my thoughts on what I think about some of the trades. So, that being said, let's go ahead with the top 100, and we're on 50 through 41. 51 let us off with a quarterback. Now 50 is going to start us with a quarterback. Number 50 in the top 100 NFL players list is Marcus Mariota, the quarterback from Tennessee. This guy has only gotten better every single year. The only thing is he doesn't have enough weapons. I always say this, when your tight end is your best weapon, which is Delaney Walker, your team's not all that good if your tight end is your best weapon. So hopefully they get the man with some receivers, which they did in the draft, and other stuff, but he just gets better every single year. So I like that about him. At number 49, Jadeveon Clowney, the defensive end from the Houston Texans. And in my opinion, he doesn't get enough credit. Everyone bashes him because of he was hurt the first couple years in the league, and they thought that he was a bust. They said, oh, that big old hit against Michigan he had, that was it. That was the only tape you had of him. No. He proved he is very damn good. Jadeveon Clowney, he's number 49. Like I said, 6 sacks so far, and he doesn't get enough credit because he puts a lot of pressure. Now, he'll only get better when J.J. Watts comes back this year, and that's going to be freaking crazy to see those guys in action fully healthy. So I'm excited about that. At number 48, Jordy Nelson, the comeback player of the year. He missed the whole entire 2015 season with an ACL injury. He led the league in touchdowns, 14 touchdowns and receiving touchdowns, excuse me. He led the league. Comeback player of the year. He is, well, it doesn't hurt that you're being, that you're being thrown to by Aaron Rodgers that bad, man. So it doesn't hurt that you have Aaron Rodgers back there throwing you that football. 14 touchdowns, and he came on late. You kind of figured he would kind of start off slow in the regular season, but he for sure came on late, and he did his thing. Shout out to Jordy Nelson. 48 on the list. At number 47, Trent Williams, the tackle of the Washington Redskins. 5 straight Pro Bowls. He just gets it done. He is part of that team that gave up the fewest sacks in the NFL. In 16, well, I guess you could say 17. I don't know how many times they got sacked in the playoffs, but in 16 games in the regular season, only 23 sacks. That is awesome. That is about 1 and some change per game. So that O-line for Washington held their own, and it was being anchored by Trent Williams from Washington Redskins. He is number 46. At 45, we have my man Larry Fitzgerald. He only gets better like wine, baby. Better. He gets better as he gets older, and he led the league in receptions. And he's the 3rd oldest player in NFL history to lead the league in receptions. So he's only getting better as he gets older. And it doesn't hurt to be in an offense where they spread the ball a lot and they throw the ball a lot. But as in, I think Cardinals will go to a running game more attack this year. But Larry Fitzgerald is doing this thing, man. And big shout out to him. That's 8 1,000-yard receiving years now for Larry Fitzgerald. Like I said, he just gets better every single year. Number 44, Cam Newton. This is the one he dropped hard, and rightfully so, because he had a horrendous year in his standards. 19 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. After last year having like 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, going to the Super Bowl, they didn't even make the playoffs this year. Like I said, when Greg Olsen, he had a big drop off half of the season was because of Cam Newton. Ever since Cam Newton went on to that podium and was saying how he didn't like football and it wasn't fun anymore and it was dangerous, his play went down. So hopefully his attitude kind of changes and he realizes it is what it is. Let's go out there and play football and make plays. Cam Newton is a hell of a quarterback. But rightfully so, he dropped big time. Number 44. At 43, we have Marshall Yonder, the guard from the Baltimore Ravens. This is an old man, veteran, 6 Pro Bowls. He's been there. He's done that. He's been with this team for 11 years now. He is the man when it comes down to the O-line. And yes, outside of him, their offense pretty much sucked. But he is still a man among boys. He's still bringing his A game every year. 6 Pro Bowls, like I said. Shout out to Marshall Yonder. He just does his thing every year. And number 42, Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry is a reception machine. A reception machine. A wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. All he do is just catch footballs. That's all he does is catch footballs. It's crazy how he does it. This year, 94 catches, 1,136. He is tied with ODB. Well, I said that ODB. Old dirty bastard, though. OBJ, excuse me. Odell Beckham Jr. They are tied for the most receiving yards since they came into the league at 288. I mean, receptions at 288. Old dirty bastard. I don't know why I'm thinking about you, man. I don't know. Get a superstar. That is what you are. Anyways, but at number 41, got Devontae Freeman. I don't know how to pronounce his name. You would think it's Devontae, but a lot of people say Devonta, so I guess it's Devonta Freeman. I don't know, but he is the running back for the Atlanta Falcons, and he's good. He's back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing, back-to-back 10+ touchdowns. The only guy to do that, 2015 and 16. So he's doing his thing. He is the engine that goes with them. They had that tandem with him and Tevin Coleman, but he doesn't get stopped in the first tackle. Just never does. I mean, a few times it's obvious it's football, but every time I see him, and I'm a Saints fan, so I see him a lot, and I'm like, oh man, there he go again. You know, his vision is great, and he's a good, solid football player. 41 is about right where he should be. Right, I think maybe he should have been just a little bit lower, probably somewhere in the 50s, but that's just my opinion. But he did his thing this year. So shout out to Devontae Freeman or Devonta Freeman, whatever you want to call it. So quick recap. Number 50 was Marcus Mariota, quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. At number 49, Jadeveon Clowney, the defensive end for the Texans. At 48, Jordy Nelson, wide receiver for the Packers. At 47, Trent Williams, gotta sneeze. I was holding that in for the longest. I don't know if you saw my face. I was twitching, everything. Lord. At 47, Trent Williams. He is the tackle for the Washington Redskins. 46, Michael Bennett, defensive end for the Seahawks. I didn't talk about him. Wow, how did I skip him? At 46, Michael Bennett, DN for the Seattle Seahawks. I just completely skipped him. I do apologize. I've been fighting this little sinus thing going on. I don't know what's going on. But Michael Bennett, DN for the Seattle Seahawks. About him and Averill together, it's just a scary tandem. I did say that Averill was the heart, but to be honest, it's probably Michael Bennett who's more of the hearts and guts. Averill's that speed guy, and who does bring it every time. But that's why Seattle's defense is so good, because they can bring pressure from every secondary or every part of their defense, whether it's the D-line, whether it's linebacker play, or whether it's your secondary, cornerbacks and safeties. They bring it every play, man. And you know that happens from practice, and it links on to the field as well. So that defense is crazy. So yeah, I'm sorry, I did forget about Michael Bennett. At 45, Larry Fitzgerald. I did skip him. That's crazy. At 44, Cam Newton. 43, Marshall Yonder, guard from the Ravens. At 42, Jarvis Landry, wide receiver for the Dolphins. And at 41, Devonta Freeman, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, that being said, big news going on in NBA free agency. We all know about the Paul George trade, the Chris Paul trade. We all know about Gordon Hayward. We all know about Paul Millsap. We all know about who else was big out there. I can't even think right now. But We know about those big names that went out. Well, now I'm here to talk about the so subtle names. And it's a lot of guys. So let's get it started, man. So if you don't know, I'm going to go over every single, not every single player, most of the players that were dealt with or signed or traded or something, and I'll say what they were traded for. So that being said, Jose Calderon, everyone knows he signed with Cleveland for the minimum. Will they help? I don't know. Tony Snell, 4 years, $44 million with the Milwaukee Bucks. Cristiano Felicio, 4 years, $32 million for the Chicago Bulls. Drew Holiday, we'll talk about that in a second. David West signed for the minimum, stay with the Golden State Warriors, good for him. Langston Galloway, he signed with Detroit, I believe 3 years, $21 million. Amir Johnson, 1 year, $11 million with the Philadelphia 76ers. Michael Carter-Williams, he signed with Charlotte for 1 year, $2.7 million deal. It's kind of like a show me what you got kind of deal. Hopefully he can get better with that. Joe Ingles, Utah, signed to 4 years, $52 million. They tried to entice Gordon Hayward, getting Ingles, who was a really good player. 4 years, $52 million, a little too much because this was like his first year actually shining. So, but he's still a solid player that you want on your team. We got Justin Holiday, the little brother Drew Holiday, 2 years, $9 million with the Chicago Bulls. We have Ben McLemore, 2 years, I believe $10.7 million with the Memphis Grizzlies. They are on a rebuilding year. They're trying to, you know, you still need people to play the game. So they're signing people for low guys, and they're trying to get rid of and start over. And I don't blame those guys because yes, as much as the grit and grind era was good for their fans, and the fans kind of don't care if they don't win because they love the way the mentality is, but ownership still wants to win. Players still want to win. It's not what how the fans, you know, the fans, yes, they might not want to win, but they still love that team. That small market teams are beloved. And so that being said, McLemore, 2 years, $10.7 million. We get Darren Collison back with the Pacers, 2 years, $20 million. Danilo Gallinari, he got a sign and trade with Denver to go to the Clippers. He signs 3 years, $65 million. A little steep for me, but the Clippers still think they have a run for a title shot or a deep run to playoffs, and maybe Chris Paul was just the jinx. I'm not sure. I see them still being better than Houston. No one's believing me right now, but I believe it right now. The Clippers will have a better record than the Rockets, or they will go deeper in the playoffs than the Rockets. Now I'm trying to let these guys know the Clippers. I'm curious to see what they're all about. Now we have Patrick Patterson. He's going to Oklahoma City. 3 years, $16 million. Okay, City just sneaking people in there. We'll get more on that in just a minute. Nick Young, Golden State Warriors, 1 year, he signed the middle of exception, $5.52 million. This guy, I heard someone said it best, I forgot who I was watching, they said he is probably the most immature 32-year-old in the league. And he is, he's very mature. And I was even shocked to know that he was 32. He's been in the league that long, wow. But he's very immature for his age. But going to Golden State is going to change him, make him better, I'm hoping, or at least have the JaVale McGee transformation to where, you know, he abides by these rules and this is how we play. We don't mess around on this team. So get with the program. But it's almost like the rich getting richer pretty much when Nick Young goes to Golden State because, I mean, standstill threes, he's like 44%. And that's crazy. He's only going to play probably 12, 13 minutes a game. But in that time, he's going to be busting. It's going to be busting. Dion Waiters re-signs with Miami Heat. 4 years, $52 million. The Heat are just keeping their same players. They're like, you know what? You saw that second half of the year. We went 30-11. If you add that up, that's back-to-back. If you add 30-11 twice, that's 60-22. The way they were balling, they were a 60-win team. So Pat Riley's like, you know what? I'm going to give these guys a shot. This is my 2-3 year window of what's going on. Let's try. We can't get anybody to come to Miami. Let's just stick with this team and see what happens. And we'll roll about that in just a minute. Dirk, 2 years, $10 million. That's $5 million per year. Dirk is basically saying, you know what? I've made all the money I can in the world. People are hating, saying that Mark Cuban is like using Dirk. No. Dirk knows what he's doing. Like, I understand that this team is not contending. Yes, I know that. But Dirk is like, I don't really need this money. I'm damn near 40 years old. I got all the money in the world I can think of. I don't need this. Let's help my guys out. Because guess what? Dirk is just that nice of a guy. Dallas is where it's at. He has been there and done that with Dallas. He'll be there for 20 years, maybe more. So he's giving back to Dallas, saying, you know what? Dallas is going to take care of me regardless, and they will. Dirk won't have to pay for a thing in Dallas, I promise you. So as long as he's loyal to Dallas, when he retires, Dallas will take care of him. Just like the Tim Duncan aspect in San Antonio. Like if Manu Ginobili decide to retire, or like Kobe Bryant when he retired, you know that LA is going to hook him up with everything in the world. So those guys will be treated with respect. And they won't have to pay for nothing. So Dirk is like, I already got all this money. I'm pretty much got the freebie in Dallas. Let me just make this little $5 million per year, which is still a lot of freaking money, man. You know, so Dirk is smart. Mark Cuban is smart. They understand what it's all about. They're trying to rebuild this team, and it's about time they finally give the program. Because I thought Dallas should have been rebuilt 4 years ago, in my opinion. But that being said, Kelly Olynyk. 4 years, $50 million to the Miami Heat. Now, that was one new guy they signed, but that was a good little pick. I like that. Rudy Gay, sneaky for the Spurs. Sneaky, because Rudy Gay is a proven scorer, and they need more scorers on that team. That was a good pick for the Spurs. Rudy Gay, 2 years, $17 million. Vince Carter, old man Vince, Sacramento was just, Sacramento, man, let me talk about that in just a minute. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Vince Carter, 1 year, $8 million. James Johnson, like I said, those Miami Heat, 4 years, $60 million, a little too steep for me. But Pat Riley saying the best. This core we had gave us 30 and 11 the last half of the year. And they won some really, really good games against really good teams. So you know that they were for real. They were this close to making the playoffs and probably making some noise. You don't know that, but they could have made noise. So 4 years, $60 million for James Johnson. Avery Bradley recently was just traded to the Pistons. Second round pick for next year. And he was traded for Markieff Morris for the Detroit Pistons. So Markieff Morris is going to the Boston Celtics, to where now they got Gordon Hayward, they got a good surrounding shooter. So, and of course Markieff and Marcus, they both play decent defense, I know, but they're more of a bombing threes kind of guys. Zaza Pachulia re-signed with the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors aren't playing any games. They found a way to sign back Andre Iguodala. They found a way to sign back Sean Livingston, 3 years, $24 million. Andre, 3 years, $48 million. Zaza gets 1 year, $3.5 million. They signed Nick Young. So Golden State is just revamping all over again. They're like, you know what? We know we're going to be over the luxury cap. We know we're over the luxury cap, and we don't care. We don't care. Let's go with it. And the news that came out, Jamal Crawford did get released by the Atlanta Hawks, and now it's basically people are saying this is Cleveland's guy to lose. So Cleveland's got the first-hand pick on Jamal Crawford, which will be very beneficial to the Cavaliers. But let's be honest, Crawford's still in his high 30s, and what much more does he have left? He can still spot up and shoot, but if they're thinking that he's going to be that guard who plays the point guard, he's a shooting guard type, but he can still handle the rock. But he can't be that guy in the second unit, just without Kyrie Irving and LeBron James just dribbling and shooting up, jacking up threes. So Cleveland, they got to get with the program and get somebody, who knows. And then Jeff Green also signed with Cleveland. Now, I say also because it hasn't been official that Jamal Crawford's with the Cavaliers. They're just the front runners. But what is official is Jeff Green signs a 1 year, $2.3 million deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm like, Cleveland's reaching bad. They are reaching bad because Jeff Green is not who he was 6 years ago. Let's just be honest. They signed Derek Williams half of the season. Jeff Green is maybe a tiny notch above Derek Williams. Maybe lower. Or they might be tied. I'm not sure. So who knows about that. Now I want to get to the really, really big news. Big money news, I guess. Jrue Holiday, 5 years, $126 million with the New Orleans Pelicans. He stays there. Hopefully they got their three guys. DeMarcus Cousins. They have Anthony Davis. Now they have Jrue Holiday back over there. Drew Holiday is going to stay in New Orleans. I love the man. He's a man of faith, so I root for that man every day to be successful. J.J. Redick and the Philadelphia 76ers agreed to 1 year, $23 million. Hold up. You saying the Sixers? No. Sixers are making plans. They're making plans. The Sixers think, you know what? We got something here, and we're going to use it. So I love what the Sixers are doing. I think the Sixers will make the playoffs with J.J. Redick on their side as well. That team's going to be deadly. Can you just imagine Ben Simmons just throwing it to Redick wide open? You know, I'm excited to see the 76ers play. The Rockets, they signed P.J. Tucker to a 4-year deal worth $32 million, and they signed Nene 3 years, $11 million. They reconstruct Nene's contract. P.J. Tucker's a good fit for them. He's a 3-and-D guy, not as well as Trevor Ariza, so you're wondering if they're going to eventually trade Trevor Ariza because they basically play the same. P.J. Tucker plays good defense, and he can hit the three. Not as consistent as Trevor Ariza, but he can still hit the three. And he might play better defense than Ariza at this time now, because Ariza is getting up in age now. And then Nene, 3 years, $11 million, they reconstruct his contract to fit them to where they can probably get more, I guess, assets, because he did kind of get hurt, and he agreed to the, reconstructed the contract. So I like that. Houston, would that, boost them for the Warriors? Hell no. Kyle Lowry and Serge Ibaka both signed 3-year deals. Kyle 3 years, $100 million. Serge 3 years, $65 million. I'm sorry, I would not have done it. If I'm the Raptors, I'm like, Kyle, you can go ahead with that 3 years, $100 million, because we not gonna go nowhere with just you, DeMar DeRozan, and Serge Ibaka. We're not going anywhere. So I would have told Kyle he can go ahead and walk, brother. So, but they decided to get him. They kind of panicked and gave him 3 years, $100 million. Good God. Kevin Durant, 2 years, $53 million, and you want that's kind of low. Well, it is because it is. He took a $9 million pay cut so that the Warriors can sign other players or keep their players, man. So look, Kevin Durant's like, what's $9 million? I'm making $53 million the next 2 years. So he reconstructed his contract to make it like that, and he's just trying to keep the team intact. I don't blame the guy like that. And they've always given him a 2-year deal with the second year, a player option. He will opt out his second year to probably reconstructing their contract, something like that. But he's gonna love being in Golden State. If he keeps winning, I don't see him leaving Golden State. It's not a LeBron winning in Miami and then leaving, going back to Cleveland. I don't see him going back to Oklahoma City. I think he stays in Golden State as long as they are winning. Now, what I really want to get into, what's very, very interesting to me is, I saw Sacramento, man. I'm like, hey, man, these guys are making deals. Sacktown's making deals. George Hill, 3 years, $57 million. Now, once George gets, healed from that toe injury, George Hill's a good pickup. I don't know if you have him starting or you have him come off the bench, but because you have De'Aaron Fox as your starting point guard. If you have him, but you might start George Hill, I'm not sure. Have De'Aaron come off the bench, maybe as a 6th man, I'm not sure. But then you had a Zach Randolph, 2 years, $24 million. I'm like, whoa. What are y'all doing, Kings? Are y'all trying to be for real in this West? Are y'all trying to be for real? Because, man, look, I'm not saying they might not even make the playoffs with the squad, but now the Kings are actually making decent moves. And then you have Vince Carter, old man Vince. So now you get these young guys, but I guess you want to, get these young guys and mix them in with these old veterans who can teach these young guys how to win, how to be professionals. And that right there, I love what the Kings are doing. They're getting these older veterans to come in, teach these young guys, trying to change the culture in Sacramento. Because right now with the whole, DeMarcus Cousins fiasco going on, this immaturity, they say, you know what, the hell with trying to get new guys in, blend them in. Let's get these old fellas, these veterans who've been there, who've done that, and who can still contribute to the team. So Sacramento was like, hey, I have my eye on you, Sacktown. I really, really do, man, because I'm loving what they are doing in Sacramento, man. So, it's going to be very interesting to see Sacramento. And then, like the whole Philadelphia thing, Amir Johnson, veteran. J.J. Redick, a veteran. Those guys coming to Philly, the same thing. To teach those guys how to be better, how to be professionals. Teach them how to win. Teach them what it is to be a professional player. And I like that. And they can still contribute to your team. With that being said, this free agency was awesome, man. I'm not going to lie. This was a great free agent. And it's not over with, but I want to recap everything, but I'm loving it. And I keep saying it. It's so sad when the off season was just that much better than the regular season. The off season only been here for a month at most. And it's already better than the whole entire last year's regular season. That's kind of sad, NBA. Step your game up. Hopefully this year we get better competition now. Gordon Hayward goes to Boston. They might trade for Marc Gasol. You never know. I doubt that trade happens. But if they do, that's very interesting. And we'll see what goes on. But I still have Golden State Warriors winning it all next year, beating you guessed it, Cleveland Cavaliers. And you guessed it, 5 games. It's just early predictions right now, man. So I think the winner of free agency, we'll talk about that, and the losers of free agency, we'll talk about that next episode as well, as I will give the top 100, 40 through 31 of the NFL. So it's been a great show. Hope you guys stuck around to watch. Like I said, if you love this channel, check out Uneducated Network. Also, it's going to be a great show. Subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy, your sisters, brother, cousin. Anyone who has a YouTube channel, tell them to subscribe to Uneducated Network and subscribe to Uneducated Sports Talk. So like, subscribe, comment, check me out. My name is Carlos Clayton. I am from Lake Charles, Louisiana, if that helps. And check me out on Twitter at Carlos Clayton _, at Carlos Clayton _. I repeat, at Carlos Clayton _. And so like, subscribe, comment, check me out. How you love free agency? Who's your winners? Who's your loser? Let me know. We will talk about that in the next episode, man. So this is Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And as always, sports fans, stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace.